What is going on, everybody? Midweek update. How is it? Can you hear it? Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Marshall, what is going on? Jet Fan 2004. Doing things a little bit differently tonight. I've got Dennis Farley, Brad B, RC, Kevin Farrows. What is up? Randy, Victor, half there, he says. Let me see here. No, I'm not butt dialing you. Kevin Farrows, hey Jeff, Victor, Jet Fan, Jeff's Custom, hey all, Ryan, are you? No. Raven Rock, what's up my people? Kevin Farrows, loud and clear. Nathaniel Lusk, what's up? Beard and Hammer. We're coming at you with a Keith Christie, Mr. T1035, the Fred Barron, what is going on? Hey, I'm coming at you with a midweek value bomb. Y'all ready for this? So what I want to talk about, you saw the title. We're talking about the Havoc, which I received today, and it's super easy to assemble. But if you are, unless you're living under a rock, you've heard a lot of people are having trouble with the Havoc. But it's an easy fix. So I wanted to talk to you guys about that a little bit. PMAC, what is going on? Jeff's Custom RC. Everything look cool, guys. I'm in a weird situation with the software here. So give me a minute because I want to make sure I see comments and also I'm able to work the stream itself. So let me see what I can do. Just indulge me a minute. Mitchell Farley, what's going on? Everybody, I haven't had a chance yet to watch our buddy John's latest MIG video, but that'll be fun. Check that out, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Okay, cool. I'm going to go to the show right now.
You could be fixing jets.
I could be fixing jets. All right, cool. So at least I got the comments here if I change things up. So let me go to my editor. I got to go to... oh, sweet. I got everything. Well, that's great. I couldn't stay away. So things are changing. I'm packing. Actually, we've been getting things ready. I'm super pumped. As you guys know, there's been a bulletin released. I know you can't see it on the Havoc, but I want to go over that with you. First of all, too, I got to tell you, what a beauty of an airplane. I am super excited. Now, I'm not even sure. I think they pulled these off the shelves to fix them. So I'm in a way maybe fortunate to have gotten one. I got mine from HobbyZone.com. But this thing is sweet. So we're going to go over the bulletin just a little bit so you guys know what's up with that. Just in case you're wanted in on this jet. So as is typical with a lot of the E-flite and FMS landing gear, underneath these plates you're going to have most often 4 little screws besides the screws that hold it to the wing. Put a dab of glue on those, foam tack, something like that. Go full screen. Okay. Bear with me here. Yeah. I'll get you. Let's do it. That's not bad. All right, cool. So I know the light's awful too. It's actually brighter than it usually is. So, sorry. Let me get, let's see, my logo out of my face. It's fine. So, little screws on besides the ones that bolt it to the wing, there's the little screws that bolt it to itself, so to say. Check those out. It's like that on the nose gear as well. The bulletin's going to tell you, and we'll go over it. We'll read it. I have it up here ready to go. Boozer, what is up? Good to see you. The bulletin will tell you to screw this one first, then these two, and then those two, and to do it hard. I did notice another little tiny thing. It's not bad on some of them, but like they're ball links. There shouldn't be a lot of play, but if the servo is a little bit baggy in the pocket, I mean, honestly, I'm just going to fold up a little bit of paper so there's tension on it and make it impossible for there to be that flex. Because, I mean, the Z-bends are what they always are. That's typical. We've been at that for a long time. We've got ball links. It's the best we can do for precision control. We just want a little bit of paper or some kind of filler in there to make sure those servos aren't just wallowing around in there. Or I think what you're going to see is like a ping and a pong with your AS3X. Beautiful model, really. So what, 5 here and then 4 screws for the elevator. The rudder's part of the fuselage already. There's not going to be a build video for me on this one. It's already done. The leading edges of these ventrals is plastic, which is really cool. And the thrust tube exit hole is also plastic, which is pretty slick. Plastic intakes here as well. And nice beefy metal trunnions. But again, those 4 little screws that you want to... Tim Touton, what is up? Those 4 little screws that you want to address. The thing looks awesome. It's got a cavernous battery bay. I was thinking about unboxing this thing tonight, but I was like, I built it. I just couldn't help it. So I'm going to fly with a heavier pack, honestly. Obviously, if you know me as well. There are like 3 or 4 straps for holding the battery down in here. Right now I have a RC Jetworks 4000 in here. But that's just so I could fire it up and bind it and all that stuff. I'm set up by the book. I think the book throws look pretty docile, but when a thing goes super fast, those what seem to be low throws are actually just right. This is hollow inside. Mr. T1035, how do you rate this against the Futura version 2? You know what? I haven't flown it yet, so I really don't know. But both are solid models with very similar DNA, let's just say. So, anyway, let's get to the update, and then we'll talk about the F-16 a little bit. But guys, I can't wait to fly this. It's got nice suspension, retracts. It's going to be awesome. If it doesn't, pile driver into the ground. So, to dispel some of the myth, so to say. What's up, Michael Honeychuck, new friend on Facebook. Skip Build RC, good to see you. Steve Coggins, you know what? I just love this stuff. I have to pop in, and I wanted to just drop a value bomb on any of you guys who are considering this aircraft, but wanted to learn a little bit more about it. I just want you to be at ease. Let me do a little tweak here. All right, cool. So, Tim has yep, that's right. You got the Futura version 1. Mary Boozer's more interested in the F-16. Well, that's cool. We'll get there. I'm not trying to keep you guys long tonight, but I just wanted to go there. So, let's jump right in to the... Let me get dialed in, y'all. To the update, and that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna scoot myself over a little bit. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, can you see a little bit? Stephen Neal, what is going on? Good to see you, man. Hey, I'm finally getting ready to do one of those Spitfires, a day late and $1 short. Can you believe it? But one of our show sponsors is responsible for that. Mike Kennedy, ladies and gentlemen. He's you guys are all just wonderful, but Mike Kennedy he's a good friend, man. He'll buy these planes and then send them to me, wants us to fly them, make videos, and then send them back, and it's cool. Jeff hadn't unboxed his MiG yet. Stephen Neal says hello to everybody. Well wishes to you. Let's also, talking about well wishes, well wishes for our buddy Pilot Robert in Slovenia, ladies and gentlemen. Let's send out our prayers and good vibes. I think it looks like he's doing better and healing well. All right, coffee. You guys see Facebook? If you're not on Facebook, you're missing out. I found an article from like when the Gunfighter was new, the hand launch was it was still park zone. Anyway, so there you see the bulletin. So it's very easy. And I'll tell you, it says remove the wing from the fuselage. We're starting at the top. This was August 9th, 2019 when this was sent out. And they posted on Facebook about it as well, which I think is a class act kind of thing. No full stabs on the F-16, Kevin. And hold those F-16 questions for a minute because I do want to just get through this. There's really nothing to it. So basically the problem is you guys are familiar with the way these wings go together super easy. Quick connect method. You see the illustration graphic where there's these standing up tall servo connections. Well, there are also set screws out of sight that you can loosen and pull these up so you get a positive fit. So let's just go through it. And I did this before I built mine, and it was easy. Dennis Farley, thanks. Yeah, I've got a lot of that. I kept all my old magazines. I wrote a lot of articles, guys, back in the day. So anyway, remove the wing from the fuselage. Inspect the servo connectors in the center of the wing panel. The servo connector should extend 8.5 to 9 millimeters above the mounting plate, measured from the leading edge side as shown in the illustration. If the connectors do not fall within this range or they are uneven, proceed to the next step. If they are correct, proceed to step 9. Mine were fine. And so I moved on. Remove the 2 screws holding the servo connector plate to the wing. This is how you access it if you need to. Lift the plate from the wing, taking care not to disconnect any of those servo leads. Loosen the 5 set screws holding the servo connectors in place. And then you can manipulate those servo connectors to get you to the 8.5 to 9 millimeters above flush. Using a screwdriver, push up on each of the connectors from the bottom of the plate until they are fully seated against the stop in the mounting plate. Check each connector to ensure they fall within the 8.5 to 9 millimeter range above the mounting plate and adjust accordingly. While holding the connectors to keep them from moving, tighten the set screws just tight enough to hold the connectors securely in place. Do not over tighten. They're yelling at us here. Do not over tighten the set screws. Over tightening may damage the servo connectors. Reinstall the mounting plate in the wing. My mounting plate in the wing was fine. So what I did was a little tweaking on the fuselage. So let's go to the fuselage. Can you guys see that update on the YouTube channel? Man, it's too bad. You still had a problem on yours? Well, what can you do, man? I'm just doing what they said here. So on the fuselage, here's some more. With the wing removed from the fuselage, inspect the fuselage servo connector mounting plate. The servo connectors should all be flush with the surface of the plate. Flush with the surface of the plate. Mine were basically flush, but just a hair not. And so I saw a guy, I can't remember who it was, one of the community on Facebook. There's so many groups. Who he did his like 2 millimeters up from flush. So I was like, well, work for him. I went above flush, about 1, maybe 1.5 millimeters taller than flush. So the servo connectors should all be flush with the surface of the plate. Number 10, if any of the connectors are not flush with the surface, remove the 2 screws holding the servo connector mounting plate to the fuselage. Carefully lift the plate from the fuse. It may be necessary to use something to pry it out. Loosen the set screws for any connectors that require adjustment. Slide the connectors up or down until they are flush with the surface. Tighten the set screws against the servo connectors just tight enough to hold the connectors securely. Do not over tighten. Over tightening may damage the servo connectors. You probably send a screw through the, pierce it, perhaps. Reinstall the mounting plate in the fuse. Assembly. I think this is probably kind of important as well. Install the wing on the fuselage. Verify the servo connections are mating properly and allow the wing to drop in place before tightening the wing bolts. Ensure the wing fits tight against the wing saddle with no gap. Install the front center wing bolt first. This is right where those plates are going to mate together. So they're just like, make that connection, get it done, tighten the dog fiddlings out of it. Install the front center wing bolt first. The wing bolt should be as tight as possible without damaging the airframe or stripping the screws. It is brass-threaded inserts on this bird. It's really nice. The screws must be tight to ensure a secure servo connection. Install the outer front wing bolts. Install the rear wing bolts. Test operation of the servos before attempting flight. Have an assistant hold the aircraft while cycling the control surfaces at both low and full throttle. If any glitching of the control surfaces is noticed, do not fly. Repeat both parts of this bulletin to readjust the servo connections until the glitching stops, or contact Horizon Product Support for assistance. Now, that's awesome. And they put that out, I think, as soon as they knew there was trouble. That's great. Now, I also have picked up where some guys are just like, forget that connection potential for failure altogether and just simply go the old school way and plug the servo connections into the servo connections without that easy peasy board at all. So I'm taking a chance. I'm going to do it the way they said and see what I get. So that's that on that update. Let me get this out of here now. Let's see. Any questions about that update? Do you want me to leave it up at all anymore? Rick and Roy, we're just doing a little update on the Havoc. I got mine today and got to lay my hands on it and see what everybody's been talking about with the update. And I did that and I made it happen. All my surfaces work. I'm set up by the book to a T. We're going to see how that flies. Yeah, super excited about that. So, that's what we're doing here. So I'm going to get rid of this graphic if you guys are done with it. Okay? Let's get rid of it. So, later. Yep, we'll get rid of it. And there we go. There we go. And what we're going to do now pardon me, sorry, is get straight on this. Cool. Okay, let me check the comments for a minute, and we're going to also drag back over the shot so we can see this beautiful aircraft. And that's what's up. That is what's up. You guys didn't know you were going to get a show tonight. Keith, what's going on? Was torn between getting the Havoc or the FMS Futura version 2. I bought the Futura. Flies freaking awesome. Fast as heck. Yes, it's awesome. Thanks, Ryan. I was wondering if there was anything that anybody's going to have it say about that plane, problems, etc. Figured I'd let someone else tackle it before I did. DW Productions, Ryan, how did you like tucking the tail wires in? Yeah, that was a little bit tough, but definitely doable. We are talking about buying a Futura version 2 now and the Havoc later. Cool. Man, the Futura version 2, they're not showing up either. You got to get them, I think, at FMS model. I don't know where you're going to get them. I don't think they're at E-flite yet. I haven't been able to put them on my store yet or anything. Just delete those pesky wing connectors. How often will you take the wings off and on? For sure. I think that's a good point, Steven. I mean, you really, the planes that have monster wings where you're going to be doing it all the time, it makes a lot of sense. But maybe not so much on these. Like, it was cool. They were on the P-39, but it wasn't necessary. So what I want to talk about now is the F-16. And I'm going to see if I can't figure out how to bring it over here. I know Kevin, our buddy, got one. Horizon has the version 2, Keith. Awesome. You guys tell them where you come from, you know, when you do something. Yeah, that scheme's grown on me. I saw a bunch of these Havocs at Jet Jam. So it was a while ago at this point that I saw those Havocs at Jet Jam, and they didn't even have the version 2 Futura with them, but I had one. Funny. Got mine at Horizon, says Keith. Cool, man. Tell them what's up. I got this Havoc from Hobby Zone, and I'm working on some stuff on the back end. And don't be surprised if in the future it's where I'm really going to be sending you. Skip built F-35 is fast and great silhouette in the air. Yeah, I have to get another one of those. I had one for 4-flight, sold it because I ran out of space because I picked up 2 F-14s basically. Reckham Roy, I did fly the F-16, and let's talk about that for a minute. Let me see if I can bring this baby over. I've got a lot going on. We've been packing and all that kind of good stuff. I mean, my lighting right now is just a joke. But super excited about getting dialed in at the new place. So, the F-16, this little thing is a lot of fun. And I just not bounded up, but I just fired it up and plugged it in before the show because I wanted to make sure that it was at neutral. Because Kevin, I want to talk about it. I haven't filmed it yet. Flying Ant, what's going on? Surprise show, man. Update. Yep. So let's get right into it. So on my maiden flight, let's go back a little farther. Yes, Tim. Thank you so much. The book has one page for where to set up your control rods on the horn and also on the servo arm. On that same page, they've managed to contradict themselves though. So I went with the lowest throw, mechanical advantage. Just, I don't know why. I'm thinking they're marketing this thing at beginners a little bit, entry level EDF, and it's got AS3X and safe, so maybe less throw is what's up. Well, there's only so much room for the battery. You really don't have a lot of places you're going to go with this. The compartment begins there and ends there. You've got an inch and a half of play with this thing. Guys have had success having this battery nearly all the way forward. All right, cool. That's what I'm going to do too. And I went with like I said, I set it up with the most mild recommendations in the book, which were middle servo arm placement on the Z-bend on the elevator, and then closest to the screw, which is the least amount. Both of these are lesser throws than you would get if you were all the way out. And then on the aileron, it's closest to the screw, that kind of thing. But the other illustration shows outer on everything. So what I ended up landing on was I have the reduced mechanical advantage on the ailerons, but I went for full mechanical advantage, the one that was shown in the book, everything on the outer hole for the elevator, and I'll tell you why. On my first flight, Kevin, also I want to point out, it may be kind of hard to tell, but there's a decent amount of up trim at neutral. Can you kind of tell that, y'all? Yeah, you can kind of tell. There's a decent amount of up trim at neutral. So on my first flight with the limited throw, I took off and trimmed out all the up elevator into it that I could give it. I did not have enough throw. Setup rates and everything by the book. And again, a little bit of a identity crisis on which mechanical throws to go with. So, like I said, least amount of throw option out of the book, wasn't enough elevator for me. And I actually bounced the son of a gun. I didn't have enough throw on my first landing, which, I'm like, come on. What do you want me to show, Kevin? That's awful. Like, this is a little 64 millimeter. I should have no trouble. So after that, what I did was I gave me my neutral back on the radio, and I mechanically got the up, to match. And then I also gave myself the mechanical advantage back, which was you know, you can see, I don't know if you can see here, and we'll show this in the video when I finally get out to the field and get to fly this with a cameraman. We'll show what's going on, but you can't hardly tell. So outer hole, furthest away from the screw, and on the control horn there's really only one hole anyway. Nope, there's 3, and it's the furthest one there too. Now you could go in on that one and get some more advantage, but I usually just set them up like by the book. That's what I want to do. So my advice, are we getting where I'm coming from? You guys who are getting ready to get these, you'll be glad. Because I think it wants this weight in the nose to fly right. I did play with the battery back, and it was a little bit weird. And, of course, I'm flying with all the ordnance and everything like this. I did, Kevin, have the ordnance on because I feel like when a company works with you, they want to see everything that's on it. So I'm going to show everything that's on it. So, long story short, give yourself a good amount of up trim. Give yourself the mechanical advantage option out of the book, because there's 2 options. One, I mean, if you just obliterate the book, you can get loads of throw out of this. But there's 2 options in the book. Go with the one with the most throw on elevator, and do whatever you want on aileron, because it was pretty cool the way it was. Yeah, Kevin, it's in the book. So there's 2 settings in this on the same stinking page, which is crazy. And you'll notice this. Just pull up the manual. Check that out, because you can tell, like the top right of the page shows like these reduced mechanical settings on the servo arm and control horn, and then the graphic that's the instruction is telling you where to put them to, and everything's on the outside. So you're going to mix it up a little bit if you want to do it like me. Outside hole on the servo arm, outside hole on the control horn. Aileron, outside hole on the control horn, middle hole on the servo arm. Yeah, I can't hardly show you worth a damn on the stream. I'll try. And maybe can you kind of, I mean, this is so backwards. You can kind of tell that the servo arm is on the middle hole with the Z-bend, not all the way out. By the way, put those, get those Z-bends in before you put your wing on. You'll be glad you did. It's just a little bit easier. Oh my goodness, Flying Ant. It's so hot that I had an ESC on one of my favorite planes get too hot and catch fire in the air last week. Call it quits after that. Didn't take the chance on putting up the F-18. Have you done any mods on the F-18 to make it a little bit more reliable, Flying Ant? It seems like the guys with the inside track are talking about replacing those elevator servos for full metal gear servos instead of the hybrid. So if you go, I think it's the F-22 has full metal gear, like 17 grammars. I bought some. I haven't put them in yet, but that's what I'm going to do. Kevin, really, I'm thinking about you, man, with doing this one tonight, because you asked me, and I just wanted to give you the goods before you got it up. So, yeah, plenty of up trim. It doesn't look, it doesn't look crazy. I must have had it way down. I mean, when I'm looking at this now, I'm saying a bunch of up trim, but it's not. It's maybe like 2 to 3 millimeters of up trim. So, just beware, man. Beware, gentlemen. Give yourself a little bit of up trim on that elevator and plenty of throw. Cool. Glad to be of service. And I'm super excited about getting out again with my buddies. I'm getting ready to pop on a new camera. I've been shopping cameras like crazy, watching YouTube videos. By the way, I mean, really, it's so funny. I wish I had it on tape because I fly all kinds of stuff, but this little 64 millimeter had me cussing. You know, once I got the thing sorted out, it was cool, but I run off in the grass one time, and I tried to keep going and just take off and get out of there. Just like the 64 millimeter Marlin, man, the tires are small. I mean, even great grass, these things are buried, right? So, not a grass field takeoff. Unless it's a putting green, you're not getting off on the grass. It's like the same power system, you know, that the Marlin has. 40 amp ESC, 3150 kV, you know, 2840 brushless, you know, 11 bladed EDF on 4S. But that's the cool part, 4S. So, and it is zippy. You know, once I had it sorted out, it was a lot of fun. So, we're going to have a good time with this thing here pretty soon. By the way, if you buy a replacement nose cone, it's magnetic. You got to buy this part too, because the cone will just come by itself if you don't go ahead and purchase the pitot tube deal. Don't ask me how I know. So obviously, guys who are going to fly and know they're going to belly land it, Kevin, thanks, man. Guys who know they're going to belly land it, skip the ventrals, probably skip some of the ordnance as well. And be ready to tape up the bottom, perhaps. Once I had it sorted, I did hand launch it a couple times, and we'll show you that. I'm actually really excited to get it out. Kevin Jones, what's going on? Deuce is wild. How Jeff hadn't even got that MiG out of the box yet. Keith Christie almost flew mine today. I'll make the changes. What, your F16? You'll be glad you did, dude, because once you got it sorted, dude, it has safe if you want it. And AS3X for sure. So, very cool. The 64 millimeters have come a long way, it seems. Lots more power than a few years ago. Would you say, Ryan? I would agree completely. Because I remember the 4S jets of old seeming to... You put your batteries in rectangle and they come out round, you know, oval. They just seemed to be hard on the pack. So... I'm loving where we're at, like getting more efficient. Guys who have flown the MiG with their cheater grate on correctly know what I'm talking about when I say this. That 90 millimeter fan in the MiG is it's impressive. It's got good speed, good flight time. Mine it sounds good to me. It reminds me a lot of the FMS fan, which seems to, you know, be really light because of the plastic shroud, and then also get you a little bit more flight time. Not to say, I mean, the free wing unit is a rugged beast though. Like my F-18 does so well that I'm not going to change it. But anything that's got a reputation of being a pig already, probably going to get a lighter fan for me. Like if I ever get an F-15, I'm probably putting an FMS unit or one of these 90 millimeter whatever mystery units that are in this MiG because I like them. So we'll see. I really need to have more time to chase down some stuff. I'd like to do some of that high end Schubler kind of stuff like that, but I'm not going to pop for it. Raven Rock, I want that MiG so bad and paint it. Y'all better, if you want one, you better get one while they're there. I know me and John VH have affiliate links in the comment sections and the first comment of our videos. Brad Mullins, battery type 4S on the F16, and it's got the EC3 connector. I'm using the smart batteries. And another reason why I would upgrade the free wing F-15 fan is because it's, as far as I know, it's still coming with the one that was original, which If it were the 9-blader that's out now, I might leave it alone. But the fan in the Havoc sounds really good. And honestly, when guys, it's got to be really bad for me to think that it looks or that it sounds out of balance. 4-stroke motors, yeah. I can't wait to try my new 5000, says Deuces Wild. Cool. Ryan, would you recommend keeping the factory fan in the MiG or going with the Freewing 1550? Keep the factory. Try it out. It's nice and light. That plane acts light on the nose anyway, even when you load it up. I'd go with what it has. Stephen Neal, have you noticed the whistle in the MiG? Yes. And what is that? Is it the ducting not being as clean as it should be, or what do you think? Is Dave doing live chat after you, Ryan? I don't know, man. Where's he at? Is he? I hope he's not doing one now, because I'll pop off if he is. Let me see. I told everybody in a kind of a private message room that this was going on. So, that son of a gun. Somebody go over there and tell him, wait a minute. I'll wrap it up in a minute, man, but we're just here. Dude, I'm live. Watch this. He's not looking at the comments. He's painting that thing. So, listen, guys. This is what we're going to do. He's got one guy in the chat right now. It's Craft King. It's pending. What do you mean? It has a whistle made in the design. Stephen Neal, you had something to do with that? We got to get you on here talking about the MiG, man. You want to do that sometime? Because you had a hand in the design, didn't you, Stephen? Victor has a 9-blade 1900 kV in his MiG-21. Is that the free wing unit, Bubba? Inspired by Mike. Captain Mike making Nerf Vortex howler whistles famous. So funny. I did not know our man was going live tonight. He's so busy painting. This will be hilarious. I almost want to stay on until he notices. I mean, he's in there spray painting, getting the buzz. Yes, I sure did. Stephen Neal, we'll have to get you on talking about that MiG, man. I don't know if that's something you can do or want to do sometime or not. Yeah, Craft King, thanks. I saw that. Oh, no, Kevin Farros. Did he have trouble on his MiG flight? Kevin Farrow says Dave's still recovering from the MiG flight. That runaway MiG one. I saw that. I was thinking tactic. That's what happens, man. If you turn your radio off, it goes to fail-safe, and you have to reverse throttle on those things. But that's not what it was. He reversed the wrong channel. I saw that video. He reversed the wrong channel. Trying to do rudder, he did throttle. Dennis Farley, you guys are hilarious. We'll have to go over there and check Dave out since he's... What do you want to do, dudes? I mean, he's not looking at the comments anyway. Is he talking at all? Kevin Jones has a good question, and I could only really speculate. Do the number of blades in the fans just have to do with the sound, or is there a performance difference? Yes, is my answer. Like, both. I think the more blades you get, the better sound you're going to have, and that may be it. I don't really know, honestly. Reckham Roy, what do you think about the bank and yank on the F-16? It's cool. I mean, a lot of us here are using our rudders now, but it's okay. It's okay. You know, you always have that wheel hanging off to steer with. I've thought about that before, putting some kind of like wheel pant on nose gears of planes without rudder, so I could at least get a little yaw. And I was flying it. There were some other guys at the field, and I was like pulling vertical and trying to like rudder, like keep it straight, and there's no rudder. Deuces Wild says more blades work better at high altitudes too. Hairdresser over there, the 9-blade has a little bit more speed. Said he can't go live at the field. No painting, never does. Kid was freaking out. So funny. Ryan. Yeah, man. My 9-blade's kicking it on the F-18. I gotta get my F-18 fixed. Just gotta check the elevator servos. Replace them. I bought some new ones. Dave. Dude, I can't turn them up because then we'll hear him. Dave. Fave. Dave. We are in the lounge. We ate in the lounge. He's so funny. Love that guy. Is there a power speed trade-off for more blades in an EDF? I think what happens when you have a low blade count is you get quicker off the line. And it may not really necessarily affect your top speed, but you have, and I'm going to mess this up, I think. You're getting less amp draw on lesser blades. But better sound on the 12. So right out the gate, the lower blade count's going to make you a little bit faster. But I think high end at the end, you're pushing more air still with the more blades. So I think like the old school 5, 6, 7, whatever bladed fans probably just stalled out at a point and just sounded really awful. Brad Mullins, man, I still gotta film the F16. I gotta film it. Did he turn off the dryer yet? Hey Ryan, thoughts on the Freewing A6 Intruder? It's cool. It's nice. We flew ours back in the day, and we had the battery all the way back. Well, it'll be. I tell you what, man. When he comes in here, Mark Dibble, is there any way for a dual battery setup to use one battery before the other? I'd love to have a battery fuel tank that drops at low voltage cutoff. You know what? I think anything is possible, but I think anything is possible, but I've not known anyone to do it yet. He's still talking paint. Everyone chilling with Ryan in the lounge. Man, I feel bad, but it's like, man, guys, we're rocking in here. We have 53 dudes. I'm not going to just bounce right now. I wonder what he's saying. David Dellis, what's up? Let's start the in-runner versus out-runner debate. Man, we need to get someone on that can do that. Can you Skype him, Ryan? Man, my stream I got a firewall issue that will not let me get my Skype guys through unless I use Wesley. Yeah, Anthony Sanfilippo, man, we're just chilling. Surprise show where I wanted to address some issues that have been plaguing the reputation of the Havoc, and also give my buddies who I know are going to be into the little F16 the best knowledge that I can put out there. Just dropping value bombs on a Wednesday night after a big day of real life. Kids had a swim lesson, the last lesson. I played in the pool with the baby the whole time. It was fun. All runners matter, Raven Rock. You guys see that stuff on Facebook where people are marking themselves safe from being hit by the Clintons? So funny. I should call him right now. Oh my gosh, that'd be so funny. You want me to? Let me see if I can find him, man. Oh, that'd be hilarious. Because I had him call me the other day. He was on a stream, and he had a guy. Is that Maine 207? Is that the right number? What time was that? Friday. 3:30 p.m. That wouldn't have been right. Gonna be given away soon. Got to get Tim. All right, man. I'm experienced pilot. What you recommend? First EDF, except my Neptune EDF. Brad Mullins. Do you already have a bunch of 6S batteries? That's later, Stephen Neal. See you later. What kind of batteries you have already, Brad? Washington, D.C. Man, it would have been Friday, too. Michigan. Friday. Washington, D.C. It's got to be Maine. Dude, this is hilarious. Guys, we're going to do a real quick Johnny on the spot. Maybe. If this is the right number. He's not going to answer. He won't recognize the number unless he punched me in as a contact. Oh, he's asking me a question?
Guys, this is Dave with the hottest YouTube channel, Dave's RC. Leave a message. I'll get back to you. I've been very busy lately, so it could take up to 1 full month for me to get back to you. Kidding. Leave a message.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Dave, we love you, but we miss you in the lounge. We're live at the same time, and I didn't know. Anyway, hopefully we'll see you. Bye. What? Dennis Farley, what did I miss, man? Who's asking me what? Ryan, Dave asking if bad ESC calibration could cause power drain. On what aircraft? Just as a context. Just as a context, what are we talking about here? He's painting, man. He's painting. Deuce is wild. Yeah, people tell me my voicemail's full. I need to just make it go away altogether. Dave asking if the bad ESC calibration could cause power drain. On what plane? I mean, are we talking about a multi? Yeah. I mean, if we're talking about the Dynam 262, it could be anything. It could be Dennis Farley. Okay, finally, we're getting to it. Dave was asking about ESC timing on MiG causing power draw. That's why I don't calibrate ESCs, because I think you mess around and screw them up. They're different manufacturers do different things. You know, you'll get in a habit of doing one brand one way, and then on another brand you're setting a break or you're messing with the timing. It could be. I'm bad, right? I mean, I don't calibrate ESCs unless they don't work. Like, there was a time, you guys that have been flying for a minute will remember FMS planes. Everything would work, but no throttle because it needed calibrated to work. And then they got over that. So it could. He could have, if he is a guy who calibrates his ESCs, he could have done something wrong. Where he thinks it's okay, but he set the timing where you can set the timing where it's like super fast, but yeah, you're gonna burn through your stuff. It looks like everybody else is pulling low amps on these MiGs, and getting decent flight time. So I don't know what's going on. I wish I knew. My best advice is, if that is what is suspect, then restore factory defaults. His leads are really long, but this stuff is supposed to be beyond ripple current problems these days. Brad Mullins, I have a bunch of 2200 4S jet EDF worthy. So that's the kind of batteries we're talking about, Brad. Yeah, man, you're looking at, honestly, that Marlin. It's not here yet, but I think that Marlin is going to be a good, I would say the Viper, except it's a 6S bird. I think that Marlin is like the sport jet 4S plane to get. And I can't wait till you all see one for yourselves, especially you guys who are waiting on them still. It's a solid little bird, dude. It flies really good. Check out our videos if you want to see it in action. And it's only $159. It's available at hobbyzone.com. Tell them Ryan sent you. Like, legit 2200 4S packs in that thing are awesome. And if you have slightly bigger 4S batteries, there's room in there for it, if I remember right. Yeah, 50 foot long. You know what? And it's crazy, but not everybody knows what ESCs are in their plane, even manufacturers. I've beat my head against the wall with an ESC manual, and then come to find out the ESCs that are in that product are not what they said it was. And they didn't do it on purpose. They didn't know. And so when you're looking at a manual for one ESC and trying to program a different one, you're not getting what you think you're getting. So it's just easy to screw it up. Every time I try to calibrate stuff, I ended up setting the brakes by mistake all the time. It's just like beep, 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 all this kind of stuff. Like, not for me. Man, I want to be on his show, but it's like, man, I totally give him my Friday when he's on. Dave Marshall, Viper is really good if you want to buy some 6S batteries, for sure. Deuces Wild says amp draw testing on his MiG is within its tolerances. Fantastic. We're gonna, let's see, how long? About an hour. I'll make sure I'm done in like 5 minutes. Ryan, I put the e-brakes on my F16. It changed the CG a little, but it was easy to adjust with LiPo. No, I can stop it on a short runway. Very cool, radio control, Rabun. You saw my video on the F4 install, I assume. And did you get them from RC Jetworks, my friend? Turnigy programming card. Yeah, when it's those ESCs, that should be great. Should be great. Guys, what else in the news real quick? Let's drop it. He shortened his leads. Cool. Well, that's cool. And we knew that his grill was on backwards at first. It's looking good, though, that 262. He's not going to want to get rid of it, man. He's not going to want to get rid of it. It's looking good. Moderating at Dave's. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'll pop in there in a minute. I see he's got some little Caesars over there. For you, since getting some 6S batteries, my little Venom Pro 2 charger can only charge them at 2 amps, which takes forever. Only a 50-watt charger. Any suggestions on a good charger? Guys, throw Dave Marshall some suggestions. I've got a handful of chargers on the Amazon store. What's he need to get, ladies and gentlemen? If he's going to be charging up some 6S batteries, what's he need to get? Mr. Cub Crazy, new Flycat today. Still have a version 1 new in box. 90mm F-16, awesome. Love my 90mm F-16 radio. Yeah. Yeah. Get a charger that can handle doing more than 2 amps. Because 2 amps, that's like 1C on a 2000 3S battery. It's, a lot of these batteries will let you go charge them a little hotter than that. I charge at 1C though. So that means when I'm charging my 5000, it's at 5 amps. And it starts at 5 and trickles down to, once it gets where there's not much, it obviously is going less. A lot of guys have some super awesome, crazy, chargers. I think it's nice to have at least 1 good channel, 2 good channels. You have to be careful, and you have to make sure it's got the wattage, because it can tell you that it'll charge at more than 1C, but really not be able to do it. So, Dennis, didn't you just buy a charger off the store and like it? George Watts has the Dual Power Lab. Mr. Cub Crazy talking about the announcement. Yeah, I saw that. Jeff's Custom RC has a charging case. Yeah, Mike Kennedy Havoc came in. I put that son of a gun together, and I'm up here talking about the update, man. I did the fix. Dave Marshall, get the Venom Quad Pro from Ryan's Amazon store. It's wonderful. Thank you, Dennis Farley. That's the one. iCharger 308 Duo. I think that's what I might have, Bill Shepard. Bill Shepard, I'm glad you're here. I could not find... I don't know why I couldn't get into the live chat on the show the other day. I don't know why. Was it you talking about a screen printing shop or something? I've been wanting to get a hold of you or whatever place that was. Please drop that information in here for me, would you? I'm gonna get on the hats like right. I mean, I'd work tonight if somebody wants to do it. Jordan Dole got the Venom Duo charger from the store. Thank you for that, man. Deuces Wild says your charging system is off the chain. Brad Mullins just pre-ordered a Marlin from Hobby Zone. Did you tell him where you came from, please? Buy a few chargers and charge slow. Helps prolong battery life. Yes, Mr. T. Thanks, Deuces. Easy to use. Yeah, Brad, man. Tell him where you came from. Mr. Cub Crazy likes the D400 from RC Juice. It's been phenomenal. Very cool, man. Very cool. I'd have to go look at it. I won half of it at a raffle. Check it out. I'm looking at his 262. It looks awesome. Yes, it was, Ryan. AI at advanced... I got to take a picture, dude. Because I got to have it. I got to have hats, man. That was like the first thing I wanted to get for merch. Let's see where... Dude, right there. Boom. Taking it twice. Awesome sauce. I like it. I like it. We keep Dave on standby over here. Bam. Where's he at? There we go. You all double dipping on the live streams tonight, some of you. That's cool. Well, guys, thanks. Let's go see Dave. I don't know how long he's going to stay, or is he trying to wrap up or what? Let me know if he's like on his way out. Like, I'm not going to rush out. But is he done? No, he's not done. Let me know. David Martin Graff, what is going on, man? Mr. Cub Crazy has the High-Tech X2. Mary Boozer, what is going on? Good to see you. Yeah, so we were in here talking about the Havoc. I cannot wait to fly it. Hopefully it doesn't give me any problems. If it does, I'm not too worried about it being made right. So I'm excited about that. And I've really lately flown every, recent release sport jet. So I'm super excited to see how this one is. I've seen them in person. I thought they looked a little bit ping-pongy when I saw them flying at the jet show. but they could have had the throws jacked up too. Who knows? Which makes that stuff look a little bit more obvious. My thing with stabilization is I don't want to know it's there. Nothing's really up with the Havoc, Bob the Good. They released a bulletin, and it's earlier in the show. I think I removed it already from I don't even have it to throw up here anymore. But if you check the replay, and if you just search online for the Havoc product bulletin, you'll see a little diagram of how to manipulate your what is Dave doing? How to manipulate your the wing connection so they contact well, because I think that's part of the problem. Anthony Sanfilippo, Ryan Muncie is having a AMA event in September. What's the event? Raven Rock, that's a good question. I have no idea. Have you guys heard of Kennedy Composites? They're in the market and was at this year's Joe Nall. Cool. Red Light 34, what's up? Excited to fly it. The Havoc or the F16? What are you talking about? Oh, the Storch. You going to try a marathon run with the Havoc 10 plus minutes? I might, Dave Marshall. And you know what? I saw that video they made after the fact where they, just milked it. It's doable, I guess. Anthony Sanfilippo, I'm not sure if I'm going there in September. There is super much going on with getting moved and everything. It's hard to say. I'm not only moving, but I'm going to be, remodeling bits of this new place as well. So new floors, things like that. Just Wing It, what's up? I just got online after work and the Pilot's Lounge is live. What do you know? I got the 80mm A10 for Motion RC, trying to find time to build it. I have extra e-brakes laying around I want to install on the Warthog. You know what I would install on the Warthog? The up and down mains. Leave the nose gear alone and change the mains out. Get rid of those trailing links and put the up and downs on it. That's what I'd do. Wow, that's hot, David Graff. Jeff in Lower Alabama, the flights at all look pretty great. You guys see my 70mm A10 on the 5570C our Roaring Top Pack, man? I released it, today or yesterday? I think last night, actually, I got that thing done. You see Bobby Committa and Captain Mike at the end of that video. We are working together to bring you the best stuff. Adam Banks, what's going on? Not seen you here, but welcome, man. Thanks for coming over. St. George, Utah next month, guys. Check it out. Dropping links, cashing checks, making sound effects. Just Wing It in the house. Check out Just Wing It's YouTube channel, y'all, because when he goes to these events, he always does a really good job at capturing a whole lot of content when he's there. Not to mention makes wonderful videos himself. Very informative and helpful. It's like all these guys that have been around a minute seem to do a real good job at telling us prospective buyers what we want to know so we can have success when it's our turn, which is what that's what it's about. Come out and hang with John Morgan, Corsair Nut, and a bunch of world-class scratch builders. Guys, that's where's that? Utah, St. George, Utah. Just Wing It. You don't do Facebook, do you? Barry G, what is happening? Good to see you. Man, I wish I could hear Dave at the same time of doing my show. Let's check out what's going on at Dave's right now, real quick, shall we? Some of you already are.
Sunset. Now all of my 589. Yes, yeah. I was just looking at that. I'm almost to 600 subs, you guys. I'm really stoked about that. Tell your friends, man. Tell all your buddies, man. What's up, bro? What are you doing, Ryan?
Not much.
What are you doing?
I'm on a live stream watching your live stream.
What's going on, Ryan?
So, oh my gosh.
Man, this thing's all done. It's
It's ready to go. I'm gonna box this bitch up. Like I can see the boxes down there. That's the box.
Bear
the
with me,
F-17
y'all.
Came in, and it is gonna be perfect to send this 262 in. The 262, the Dynam 262 is a large plane. It's actually a little bit larger than the Dynam.
We're going to create
a
weird vortex wormhole, I think.
But at the same time, the Freewing 262 is just way better in every single category. I mean, this thing has a better floating characteristic. It has a nice float to it, like I said, and that's one thing the Freewing 262 doesn't have. But that's it. That's where the difference is changed. That's the only difference.
I'm turning it down. You guys, he's super close to 600. If you're not subscribed to, oh man, son of a gun, I gotta sign into chat. Somebody drop a link to Dave's RC, can you? YouTube channel. He's like 11 away from 600. That'd be cool. YouTube on YouTube. So fun. I really want to see what he's up to. Crazy. I told him I'm watching your stream on our stream. There is going to be a glitch in the Matrix. Just wait. All right. So, an hour. Surprise on Wednesday. Thanks a lot. I'm not going to keep you. Hopefully I can get out. Brad Mullins, thank you, man. Again, man, tell him at Hobby Zone in the comments where you came from. That helps out tremendously. And I'll geek out just a little bit on that. I know you guys are ready to go, and we go check out Dave, man. But all that stuff helps. You know, some of us are really working it. More than just posterity, but really trying to grow a thing to keep it going. So the more these vendors know where traffic's coming from, the more they realize the value in working with people like me and Wesley and whoever, Dave, Jeff's Custom RC, Just Wing It, anybody. I know I'm forgetting people, but you know what I'm saying? And be looking out in the future, because I'm going for it. Got to run, Jeff's Custom RC. See you later, man. Thanks for coming by. Everybody go check him out. Check out all your buddies here, guys. Dave never reads the chat. Yeah, I got it. It's too bad. That'd be hilarious if we could kind of talk to each other right now. All he had to do was answer his phone, man, speaker, and we could do it. Good tips tonight. Yes, Roy, that's why I'm here, man. I could not even wait till Saturday to give this info. I really wanted to lay it on my buddies. Thank you, Brad Mullins. I appreciate that. Mary Boozer just dropped the link for Dave's RC. Like I said, dude, he's close to 600. Dude, it's an Avanti. David Martin Graff. I remember that from the other show. Very cool. George Watts, appreciate you coming by. Lon Luvar, man, what's going on? You're like, Lon Lurker is more like it. I think you're here at a lot of the shows. You just don't say anything. But thanks for coming by. I hope anybody interested in the Havoc is put at ease, or just whatever. I hope we could bring you some kind of value on that. And also the F16, you guys who are getting ready to take one up, I hope I helped you out for having more success on your first flights than I did. And also I wanted to say something. I was thinking about this pre-show. Seriously, I was setting up the radio, binding this stuff 5 minutes before the show with the Havoc. But every company will hit a snag every now and then. We just got to give them the goods, man. We got to give good data. When we have problems, we got to tell these companies that we're having problems. We got to be nice about it. But, and you got to stand behind the companies that figure it out and make it right. The fact that we're getting a bulletin on the Havoc, a fix on the wing connector, that's really good. We got a bulletin just the other day on the F-18 as well. Some things to look out for, right? On the Freewing F-18. this is the best way to, even though you might have your consumer confidence shaken by some of these issues, I think you have to remember that who's got your back. You know, when they do these bulletins and when there's a protocol to follow for if there's an issue, they still, in my book, deserve the same support as before. And those who could do a little bit better on that end, well, just keep on them to do a little bit better. That's it. You know, and you can demand nothing less than that if you want to see the hobby do better. I mean, when these manufacturers do better, we do better too, because they're not putting out fires all over the place. Like, just because I'm going off the rails, but like, let's say there's a handful, 100, 200 planes that are no good. Someone's eating that. Even though we're not eating that directly, that stuff's going to come back somehow. So we just have to ride it out and help these guys do the best they can. And unfortunately, a lot of us appear to be beta testers, but it's always been like that. Think about how many components go into making these things work. My dad said it right years ago. He says it's like stacking BBs. Like, good luck, you know what I mean? I mean, it's kind of, you guys have all seen the diagram that shows the airplane and what makes it work, right? Like thrust, lift, drag, gravity. But it really could be magic. It's all pretty amazing that we get to do this stuff, I think. So just buy what you want, fly what you want, research what you think you want, and get with the community to find out intel on these things. It's okay if it's not for you. I think guys get an attitude when it's not the thing they wanted to see. Well, I mean, sorry, they can't all be. So anyway, you could stack pellets. Pellets stack better. David Martin Graff, you're funny, dude. But looks don't count, I guess. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I like it. We got some ornery guys in here that are funny, and it's always a pleasure to have you. That reminds me of Ricky the Photon a little bit. Knife edge flying is mostly magic. It is, right? You're getting your lift off of what? The fuse? Like the cross section? Like what? And the rudder? Crazy. Good night, fellow hobbyists. Radio Control England Ribbon, I suppose. What's up, Randy? Says, just wing it. We're going to go, man. It's an hour 13 minutes on a Wednesday surprise show. Get it, man. Free Wing F-35. They're back in stock over there. Get it. Tell them who sent you, too. Everybody who made a good video of one is who sent you. I would like to see more 70 or 80 millimeter full flying stabs, Mr. T1035 says. That'd be cool, but I doubt you will. Rick Baker loves his Havoc. Very cool. It's not like you die when you crash an RC plane. Thank you, Dennis Farley. Jeff Toohey, yep, the companies aren't out there to lose customers. Love the point. And thank you, Jeff. Dave's RC. Dude, I tried to call you. Because it would have been sick. And honestly, if you would have answered your phone, I'd have quit. I'd have quit this thing. But you were so busy getting high off spray paint, I couldn't do it. I wasn't going to go. I had like 50 dudes. I was like, I'm not going. Surprise, surprise show tonight, man. Yours was too. Because if I knew you were doing one, I wouldn't have. I even put a thing up on that little thread we got with the YouTubers, right, Dave? I was like, hey, I'm going live. So, don't be mad, man. You mad, bruh? Don't be mad, man. Dave's ears would have been burning if he wasn't so high off of that paint. I just got the E-flite Viper, man. That thing is rock solid. Kevin Jones, I'm glad you like it. Kevin Jones does some really cool work, man. I don't know if you were always doing that cool weathering or if you were inspired by the boozers, but Kevin Jones on Facebook has some really cool aircraft. Gage Peterson, I missed a question from you. What is it? Do you think I can fly the Havoc as a second EDF? What was your first EDF, Gage? Okay, Viper. Probably. What other aircraft did you fly before the Viper? Dave's RC, man, we drop your link to the channel. I'm hoping you hit 600, man, as soon as possible. Dave's, it's hilarious, Dave, because I put your show on speaker, and we were listening to your show for a little while. Actually, when you first read my comments, and then I wrote another comment that says, "Dude, we're watching your stream on my stream, like listening to it right now." So funny. Yeah, cool. You're a good sport, man. I didn't know, honestly. So, dude, Dave's RC, let's talk to you for a minute. I saw your video where you about ran over your cameraman. I think everybody should go watch that. Now, it reminded me of a story I'll tell really fast. I said I was going to cut this thing, but guys, I can't. So long time ago, Mike and I were flying. You guys remember the Freewing CTLS? It's got a goofy looking fuselage, but flies really good. Has a narrow landing gear. It was kind of tall, but just stuck like Velcro tires. Really nice bird, actually. And we were flying, filming, and doing pictures and stuff for, Motion way back. And it was a tactic radio. Mike was new to it. I was definitely new to it. Mike was the one who was using the tactic, doing videos on how to use it and all that stuff early on, Motion. And he didn't set I don't know. There wasn't a way to reset the timer without turning the radio off. Well, on tactic, some of you guys know you have to reverse the, they're home. You have to reverse the throttle, right? Which is weird. So if you turn the radio off while the plane is armed to reset your timer, the plane goes into like kind of fail-safe, which was full throttle. You get where I'm going? So the CTLS, I just turned off the radio and turned it back on to get the timer going because I didn't know what Mike had done. Neither did he. And that son of a gun went full throttle across the parking lot, all the way across the school parking lot where we were that day. The landing gear sheared off on the sidewalk, popped up, and flew full throttle into a tree. And it was hilarious. I think it might have actually been on film. We were so early in our time there, too, that we were, probably not going to show that at that time, you know what I mean? So, unlike now, where we don't hardly care. But, so we got another CTLS, and then I fixed that one. Anyway, your MiG doing that thing reminded me of the same thing. Until you had said what you had done, I thought that's what happened. Something like by accident turned it off or whatever. But you just straight up reversed it while it was on by mistake, going for the rudder, if I remember right. Justin D. Davis, what's happening? Yeah, Dave, you remind me of that big time. Hey, Dave, I give you props for still pulling that one off. How's camera guy's underwear? For real, Dave kept going. He's like, man, I'm flying this battery out. I don't give a damn. That was good. Super good. That's a pretty good testament of that plane, too. Dave, were you so torqued up you don't even know? Did your airflow fix seem to help you at all? Brad Mullen says, check out Pilot Robert's latest video. Free gift from Hobby King is awesome. I saw that pop up. I got to check it out. Dude, the F-16 flies really good, but you got to make sure you got some up trim in it. And I don't know if you remember us talking, but the book shows 2 different ways to set up the control horns and servo arms. You could check out the replay. Right after we did the Havoc talk, we jumped right into the F-16. But basically, long story short, I did the, like I said, on the page, there are two different illustrations. One is for a greater mechanical throw. The other is for less. Well, I went with less and did not have enough up elevator to work things out and had a hard landing. So after that, and I trimmed out all the elevator it had. I was in high rate, and it was like I had to land really fast because if I got out of the throttle, it was coming down. It's a little bit like the trouble Kowalski had on his MiG the other day. Well, so after I landed, I gave myself my radio trim back and then mechanically made the elevator be where it needed to be, and then also gave myself mechanical advantage, which was Z-bend on the outer servo hole, and then also control horn was on its outer hole. Now, if you want more throw, you can go in on the control horn, but I wanted to be by the book, at least one of the graphics, even though they contradict themselves on the same page. I wanted to at least be something you can refer to. How many times do you arm your plane, get ready to launch it in safe mode, but accidentally flip AS3? Not me, never, because I never really put safe on a plane. Yeah, Deuce is wild. Man, I'm just going by the book, bro. I mean, I get it. Never good to limit your throws. If it's touchy, then add more expo unless it's a delta wing, different animal. You know, because it's an F-16 from Horizon with AS3X and safe capabilities, I thought there was a reason they were dumbing the throws down. Because the speed of it, maybe it oscillate or whatever. I didn't know. And so, I mean, goodness, I went with the lower throws. But again, discrepancy in the book, kind of. Cameraman's a trooper. Nothing scares that kid. What you didn't see on camera was his Bo Jackson dive out of the way of the MiG. Angry Zeppelin in here, man. Where they at? Hey, cool. Angry Zeppelin. What is up? I've seen your stuff. You guys are putting together a really good production, man. A really good production. There's a handful of you, and it takes a team, man. It takes a village. Dude, you get a blue wrench. No, man. Somebody, can I do that? I'm in my soft. I can't do it. I'll do it next time, Angry Zeppelin. So listen, Angry Zeppelin, guys. We normally do this Saturday night, 9 Eastern time. We've done a year of weekly live streams, more than that at this point. But I popped in on a Wednesday night just to drop some value to my peeps about some things I discovered on the F-16. None of it a deal breaker. And also to discuss the Havoc, what the fix is on that. There's a bulletin that they issued, and it's early on in this video. You can go back and find it. That kind of stuff. But that's what we're doing here today. Just baloney. An hour and a half on a Wednesday night. I really just was going to pop in for like 20 minutes and drop the value bombs, but no. And then my buddy started doing a live stream at the same time, Dave's RC, who's super close to hitting 600 milestone on his subs, which is cool. Yeah, guys, check out Angry Zeppelin. I don't know if any of you guys who are mods can give him a wrench or drop a link to the Angry Zeppelin YouTube channel, but you should. It's fun. They got a nice shop, and they're doing. You can tell when people are trying. You know what I mean? Like really hard. They're doing a good job. It's fun. Awesome, guys. I could keep you forever, but I'm gonna bounce. It's been an hour and a half. There's like my wife made like these homemade chicken noodles after cooking chicken down for the broth like all day, and that's pretty good stuff. So, am I missing something here, comment wise? Oh my goodness. So look, I'm going to catch up on these comments really quick. I'm going to give it 5 minutes and I'm out of here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you're very welcome, Angry Zeppelin. Oh, yeah. Anthony Sanfilippo's like, yeah, don't turn the radio off. Add me, brother. I will get you on the YouTube chat. Add me as a friend on YouTube. Cool, Wesley. Mary Boozer, thanks. Get that done, man. Get these guys on the chat. Us YouTubers got to hang together, too. I mean, not everybody wants to hear us geek out, but, like, I love this stuff, man. I eat, breathe, and sleep it. Pilot Ryan and or Boozer, can you guys come up with a schematic on the nomenclature defining basic terms for us newbies on sheet paper like throws, etc.? That's not a bad idea. Paper. Sounds yummy, Ryan. Right? I just happened to check in. Surprise, surprise. Chris Jackson, what's going on? Super cool, and we appreciate it. Angry Zeppelin. Awesome sauce. Mitchell Farley, see you later. How's Paige? Everything good? It looks like I saw something going on. Everything good, I hope. Night Hanger Rats. Yeah. Midweek Treasure, Mitchell. You guys are going to love it when that Marlin comes in. Farley family. Deuces Wild. Yeah, I will. Mary Boozer, check out Angry. Thank you for dropping the link, Mary Boozer. Whoa. Later, Ryan. See you, Kevin Jones. Barry G, thank you for that. Raven Rock, just wing it. Big fam. Dave. Just good night, Hanger Rats. What's up, bro? What's up? Oh, yeah. Man, what time is it? 10:30. All right. Where is Mary Boozer Field? It's in. It's right next to the asphalt farmers from the depths of hell. It's in Florida. Heck yeah, enjoy a good show. Flip is out. Happy landings. All us rookies pick up on the lingo. Back pressure. Back pressure, man. Elevator, baby. She's doing good. I got you. Just tired. Whoa, 6 hours. Awesome, man. Best wishes. RC Air Marshal, is that Marlin shipping soon? Yes, I believe the typhoon has passed. These things I thought were slated for the end of August, which somebody may either confirm or deny here soon. Pilot Ryan, if you do that schematic and for some reason I'm missing, let me know on Facebook. Thanks, you got it. Later, Mr. T, where the mosquitoes are bigger than RC planes. And they have feathers, right? Dave's RC going to bed. Later, guys. Have a great night. Happy flying. Bring them home in one piece. Awesome, Dave. See you later. Man, your 262's looking good. Oh, goodness sakes. Hey, Ryan, thanks for the hints. You got it, man. Can't wait to fly them. Always got stuff in the queue and trying to get packed and move. It is a crazy life, and I wouldn't trade it for nothing. Love you. I'm out. We're going to bounce. See you Saturday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. But first, I'm going to see you Friday, 9 o'clock Eastern Time at Dave's RC YouTube channel. Check him out. Hang out. Comment. He's a good time. And then Sunday night, we're at Mary Boozer's show, 8 o'clock Eastern Time because it's Sunday. So we're going to bounce. Stay tuned. Follow me on social, Instagram, all that stuff, man. I'm everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I don't miss a trick. You can find me, and I've got a million ways to support me, man. Merchandise, Amazon store, all that stuff. Links are up in the banner art. Yada, yada. 5. Hang rats forever. I had to think about it for a minute. 3 you later. You're too good to be forgotten. See you next time. Stick a monkey pants. We are gonna call it. See you later. Go watch my videos. A10 dropped last night. See ya. Hey, and when you buy something, if you came from here, tell them why and where you come from. It helps all, whether it's me or our other friends. Let these people know. If it asks for, I'm sorry guys, if it asks for comments, a lot of times there's a comment box at checkout. And none of us really have anything to say. Yeah, tell the guy to hide it behind the bush, whatever, I don't know. But you can tell them in those places or in an email who brought you there. These people, online retail, want to know where their traffic's coming from, and us people on the other side of that benefit when they know as well. All right. See y'all later.